I think we stayed in yellow. I don't really know.
Okay.
I'm not good
We
at
just have
that.
to speak up, which I'm not very good at. I tend to go kind of whisper mode when I talk to you.
It's okay.
Like I go like deep voice whisper mode. I never use my customer service voice around you.
You know? Cute.
We got
So-
Auntie Ons. Your
Okay,
aura
I've got
ring?
peaks. Aura ring.
What's your aura ring?
This.
What's that? What? We're recording, right? Bring your mic up to your face.
Ooh. Welcome to the spooky podcast.
Welcome to Yeah Maybe.
I'm looking through my camera roll currently. I have a screenshot of your outfit of the day.
Is that a peek for you, do you think?
Could be. I'm looking for a pic currently. I don't know why I would have a picture of that.
What would you say about that outfit?
I really liked it.
Thank you.
Thought it was very cute. We've got our producer Jessica in the chat room.
For audio-only listeners, we're currently looking quite cute as some farm animals, I'd say. Just personally, I think that we do look quite cute. Yeah, it's pretty scary in here. My shoe's untied. Hold on.
It's the pit I'm suffering for. Does anyone in the chat think of a pit, have a thought for a pit for me?
You're taking notes. I'm just gonna like raw dog it. Go.
I
for
can't
it.
raw dog it. I'm not an improv guy. Now I need to do a song rec.
Oh my god.
What? I
Are we
can't.
starting the episode?
I told you I
Sorry to
wasn't
yell at
ready.
you. Are we starting the episode?
I told you I wasn't ready.
I'm sorry,
I needed to
everyone.
take notes.
I'm luteal. You can't blame me. I had a month-long I know what my
Yeah.
pit's gonna be.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be
Sorry.
Yeah, like sorry.
Sorry,
Paul.
pee on the pod.
Sorry, pee on the.
Should we
pod.
start over?
No, include all this and then just cut some stuff out.
Loving the colors on my pants right now.
Yeah, you don't really look white. You look green
I'm
and
looking
pink.
like a heat ray vision.
Yeah,
Heat
like
vision.
have you seen those maps where it's like people can touch me on different parts of my body? It's like it has one for strangers, it has one for your partner, it has one for friends, and that has a heat map.
No.
That's like green means okay, yellow means I don't know if I like this, and red means definitely not.
I've never seen that.
Okay, well, it's like pretty obvious.
Jess would be full red.
Yeah, you'd be full red everywhere for all people. But the ones that are like strangers, red zone in the genitals. I'm like, well,
Well, I never thought of that.
me neither.
I'm glad I got the diagram because I would have been confused.
Hi, welcome
This is
to
our
the
annual
Yeah
Maybe podcast.
Maybe, the
Halloween.
spooktacular bonanza.
We are scared and we are ready to talk all things Halloween.
I'm usually scared when recording the podcast, but today I'm extra scared due to is the skeletons in the frame?
I'm shivering and I have goosebumps.
Do you see the skeletons? Okay. Yeah, that's pretty scary. I think that the lighting on my face meat might scare me a little bit as well. I'm convincing myself I need a facelift. I'm turning 27 soon. So, would you get work done, Lee?
I don't think so. Like, it freaks me out a little bit.
Okay, speak for yourself.
I did.
Will be getting something done as soon as possible, I think.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah. Like I think I need to lift up this stuff like here, like in this general area, not to bring attention to it because maybe nobody was noticing.
I feel like you have very plump cheeks.
I have plump cheeks as well as a plump mouth meat area. Like all of the region around the mouth has a lot of lumps and bumps.
I have that too. I have big.
No, you
I have big these.
don't. Oh, yeah,
these
yeah.
muscles below the mouth.
What is that called?
I can't remember, but I did learn about it in my portraiture class.
Mind if I look it up really quick?
No, baby.
Do you want to do a little? We kind of already introed it?
Welcome to the annual Halloween, maybe episode. We do this every year. I can't believe we've been doing this a whole year.
Platasma.
Are you serious?
Platisma.
Really?
Yeah, the platisma. Right? Hold on. Platisma? Platisma? Oh, wait, I'm sorry. It's the depressor angulioris.
Oh.
It's the depressor angulioris.
That's what's right here. These.
It kind of connects to the depressor labii inferioris as well, additionally.
I can't read those kinds of words. Let's get into our peaks and pits. We have a lot to get into. We've got Halloween trivia. We've got random things that people sent us on our finsta, which is just our Maybe podcast Instagram. And then whatever else seems scary enough to fill an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm feeling eager to get through it.
Yeah, we do pits and peaks. If you haven't been here before, it's our highs and lows of recent life. We don't really have a timeline on that. We podcast like once every month, maybe once every 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So that time frame.
Yeah. And we do kind of, everyone loves this podcast worldwide.
Worldwide. Big smash hit across the globe.
You want to do peaks and pits?
Yeah. Do you want me to go first or do you want to go first? Okay. Pit first.
Pit first.
I'm currently a little smelly. That's kind of a new pit that I've just discovered, as well as I just burned my finger, 3rd-degree burn, severe on the black light it's currently up above us. It's not really making much of an impact at this time, but
you
we
really
had it,
wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know at all. We did have it in a different hole, and I just reached on up there with my raw puppies and gave it a twist, and it was able to burn me pretty severely to the point where I almost threw up. But I was acting I was playing it off pretty good, I think. So that's a pretty big pit, as well as I had a 30-day period. As you might know, if you're a listener of the pod,
crazy.
We like to talk about periods.
Pee on the pod.
Pee on the pod for Paul. My dad's name is Paul, and he said his review of the podcast is he likes it, but he hates when we talk about periods.
We essentially are periods, though.
I know. It's a huge part of this pod, the pee.
I'm 50% period, 50% Lee.
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 And so I had a 30-day period, and it's over now. And I was able to go to the gynecologist, and she told me everything's okay, but it was bad. And that's kind of that. Those are my pits.
Okay.
Peaks.
Hit us with your peaks.
It was my farm friend Madeline's birthday. We call her MK sometimes.
MK.
It's kind of, we have a little trio, a little Wednesday trio. We all work on Wednesdays. I work on a farm. That's why I'm a cow right now.
Okay.
I don't know why Lee is a sheep, but. Okay. And for her birthday, her favorite movie is Brokeback Mountain.
Yes.
She loves Brokeback Mountain. And myself and my friend Eli, the man in the trio, the only man in the trio, we were Brokeback Mountain full cosplay for MK's birthday, and it was pretty sweet and cute. She loved it a lot. What questions do you have for me about that?
Do you like Brokeback Mountain, the movie?
I do like Brokeback Mountain, the movie.
Can you rate it 1 to
10? Since I've only seen it once, 6.
Can you give me a spoiler alert?
Can you
Someone
just give us
dies.
a huge spoiler?
Yeah.
Can you tell us who dies?
Yeah, Jack Twist dies.
No.
Sorry you asked. Oh God, I'm so sorry you asked.
No spoiler on the pod.
And then my other peak is we went to the gym this morning with James and Dan, which are our boyfriends, and I had a great time. I love to lift.
Yeah, I'm glad you got to work out with them.
Mm-hmm.
Jess and I were watching you from across the gym like, this is just right.
Did you guys happen to see me squatting 205?
Honestly, every time I looked over, Dan was squatting. And it wasn't much. It wasn't.
Yeah. Dan was at one squat rack. I was at the other because I'm such a shorty. So I had to kind of, adjust it to my height. And I was able to do a very ugly, James said it was ugly, 205 PR. So that's my peak.
Sweetness.
Thanks, everyone. Lee, your turn.
Okay, my pit was I went to Jess's procedure at the gynecologist.
Aforementioned.
She got a colposcopy. And honestly, it was terrifying and scary. Both Jess and I suffered equally and made me want to sob. Jess did kind of weep. And then we had a pretty good day after that. Jess got a new Apple Watch. So it was on the rise, but the experience was absolutely terrifying.
Getting the Apple Watch after a medical procedure definitely feels like when you're a kid and you have some sort of dental procedure done, and your mom's like, you can get a new My Little Pony.
We went to breakfast at this really cute diner place called Bunny's Hasty Tasty.
Bunny's Hasty Tasty.
People just call it Hasty Tasty, but they're on the building. There is a Bunny's 3D embossed thing coming off the building, painted the same color as the building. They don't really want you to see it, but just say Bunny's Hasty Tasty.
Bunny's Hasty Tasty.
The spot is adorable.
How was it?
I love that place.
Okay.
It's like
What'd you
diner
get?
food. Waffles and eggs and sausage.
What did Jess get?
Waffles,
Belgian
sausage,
waffle?
and potatoes, I think. It was like a diner waffle.
I love a diner waffle.
Yes, a man asked Jess to marry her on our way in.
Oh, really?
A man who had a wife with him at the time, Jess declined because he didn't have good morals, and he said, I wouldn't want to marry someone who did.
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
Could you describe this gentleman? Like, was he good looking?
Just a man,
Okay.
a middle-aged man, and his wife kind of was looking at him like this.
Not approving.
Not
of
much of a
the
smile,
Jessica
not super
approach.
like enthused, but not disgusted with him. She liked Jess.
Okay.
My peak, I have 4 peaks. 4
What?
peaks. Okay, first peak, we have the siren going on outside of the
Very
studio.
scary. Yep.
First one, I went to a bird store, which was full of parrots, like floor-to-ceiling parrots.
Okay.
Parrots out,
Okay.
doves, finches,
Okay. Whoa.
a toucan,
What?
emus.
What? Whoa. Indoors.
The emus were outside. The toucan inside.
Okay.
Cockatoos.
Sounding a bit stinky.
It wasn't. Very
Really?
clean. I got to hold a couple parrots, pet a couple parrots. Loved it. Next peak, I went on a rainy hike with Jess and Logan in the gorge. Soaked.
Are you going to talk
Rain
about the
time.
salamander?
I found a couple newts. Bright
Those are
orange.
new- I'm sorry.
Cute newts. Newts are salamanders, but salamanders are not newts.
Newts are salamanders, but salamanders are not newts.
Newts have 3 stages of life and salamanders have 2. Okay, we went on a rainy hike. Wet mushrooms, dripping little leaves, rain noises the whole time, beautiful saturated late summer, early fall colors. Perfect temp. Was a little more wet than I want it to be. Third peak. October Pikmin Bloom event.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable. I've been waiting a literal year for this.
That's the other pea we love on this pod that Paul
we
hates.
love pea on the pod, and that would be Pikmin on the pod.
Yeah.
There are Halloween-themed Pikmin. I paid actual money to make sure I got all the pumpkin head decored Pikmin. And I'm not scared to admit that I spent real USD on that.
As well as me.
And I have been able to get plenty of Halloween Pikmin. I'm very happy. I think once November rolls around and this event is over, my happiness will at least drop 5 points.
Yeah, if the November one isn't good, then I'm going to be really, really upset.
The November event is... I can't see how it could be
No.
good.
Turkey leg Pikmin.
God, you think so?
It'd be cute if it was like cranberry can.
I don't think they'll do Thanksgiving. That's like a very...
No, it is very American holiday.
And we're talking about a Japanese-sourced game,
We are, but they love America.
I suppose.
That's one thing about them.
My next peak is that Jess got a 4-wheeler. Now...
Yeah, can you tell me more about that? Because
Yes.
how does someone just acquire a 4-wheeler?
So Logan has a cabin where there is land around it. Jess repeatedly has said, you know what would be great on this property? A 4-wheeler. She says it almost daily while we're there and every other day when we're not there.
I think that's a normal thing to say.
Yes. So we were like, yeah, whatever, Jess. You want a horse? You want a 4-wheeler? What don't you want? Then we went to one of our friends' grandpas. He has this tiny 4-wheeler. She got on it. She was elated. She went to heaven. She went straight. She sat on the 4-wheeler, wasn't even going, already heaven bound. Then Logan and I kind of did a little meetup, and we were like, what if we got Jess kind of one of these cheap, stupid 4-wheelers?
How much?
Like, cheap, stupid 4-wheelers. So we started shopping for that. Then Logan was like, if I'm going to get a 4-wheeler, I should just get one that does stuff for my land. That I could, like, do stuff. Okay. And then we did end up getting, like, a really nice, bigger one.
How much do those normally run? Can you give me like a range? You don't have to tell me how much
I don't
that
really
one
know
was.
how much it was. I think it was like $5,000.
Oh my God.
He got a pretty nice one.
Oh my God.
And this whole time we're keeping all of this a secret from Jessica. She does not know.
Wow.
We hid the 4-wheeler at another friend's house in his garage.
Oh my God.
Well, Logan towed it down to the cabin. We begged Jess to come down for a day. Begged her. We were at the cabin for a week. She had a jam-packed week, like nonstop. She's tired. I'm begging her to come down. And she's like, something's wrong with Lee.
Oh my.
Why would she be begging me to
Right,
come
because
down?
that's the day that I knew you had to go to the cabin for some reason, like that night, right?
Yeah, she had half a
Right.
day at the cabin. She drove down after work. We revealed the 4-wheeler to her. She didn't know what to do. She went fro mode.
Whoa, I just got this really bad feeling.
Uh-oh.
Do you ever get that?
Yeah, I do.
Like where you just get really depressed for like 4 seconds?
Yes, where your stomach plummets. Did your
I just
stomach
looked
plummet?
at you and like I was like, where am I right now?
This is the spooky podcast.
This is the scary, the haunting has started.
The haunting is currently in Jamie's guts.
Oh, guys, sorry.
Do you want to take a breather?
No, I'm okay. I'm good. I'm okay. I would say that there's a gas leak. If I felt like really panicked, I'd say, I think I smell a gas leak and I'd run out. That's not even my joke. I stole it. I'm sorry.
Who did you steal that from?
From a different podcaster.
Who cares?
All right. Do you want to get to some of our... Oh, I'm sorry. Do you still have peaks?
Just got on the 4-wheeler and ripped it. That's it.
That's a really good one. I'm
She
feeling a
ripped
little
it.
jealous. I do need to get on that soon.
Yeah.
The 4-wheeler.
Maybe in November.
Okay, maybe in November. Okay.
That's kind of our usual roundup. Now we're going Halloween mode.
We're going Halloween mode. That was the normal stuff. So if you're feeling bored, if you're feeling that we're stupid, if you're feeling, why did I come here today for this? And then I got normal stuff. Now we're about to get into the stuff that you came here for.
Welcome to
My
the
4
Haunted
seconds of
Podcast.
Depression. Ooh.
Ooh, maybe
Hopefully-
you'll get depressed.
Hopefully that won't happen again. Okay. So we asked on our Instagram, on our finsta, for some literally just Halloween topics. We were really vague about that.
Super vague. We didn't really care what we got.
Right. And some of them are questions. Some of them are just like, hey, discuss this. And we kind of looked at them a little bit because we both can't think on the fly. We're both a little stupid.
We're barely made for podcasting.
Honestly, I don't think I am. Like at this point, this whole time I've been thinking, I don't think I'm cut out for this. And they're probably thinking that too. Yeah. All right.
I'm not improv. I can't fill an empty space with random
it was
noises.
our choice, I think we would just be silent for most of this.
Yeah. In my personal podcast, there's so much silence, like dead zone, that I just cut.
You cut it.
I just stopped
You should
talking.
leave it.
No, it's like 15 seconds.
I just read a really gross one. I'm skipping it.
Whoa. You're going to tease him like that on the Halloween pod?
Yeah, it's too scary even for me.
Really?
Yes or no to candy corn?
I'm a yes.
Me as well, especially with a salty peanut.
I get a little hate for it, but it's kind of like one of those childhood foods for me. Like my mom loves it so much.
Mine too.
And the way that she eats it with joy convinced me that I eat it with joy.
It was like a special treat snack to have like a kind of a trail mix with a candy corn in
Right.
it in my
My
house.
mom always had the fat, icky pumpkin sitting on the counter.
I don't
Way
like
too
those.
big, way too chunky. And I was like, my mom loves these. I love these. Yeah.
That's
Totally.
See, that's like a little too hard for me. You would eat them plain?
Currently, I don't want to eat the pumpkins. I would eat a couple of pieces of candy corn. If you had introduced them to me later in life, no. They're like Peeps.
Now,
Peeps suck.
on the triangle, not the pumpkin one, just the triangle ones.
Yeah.
Which end are you eating first, and are you going color by color?
Color by color.
Top to bottom, bottom to top.
It depends. Sometimes they're like stout. Sometimes they're shorter. Then I will go yellow to white. If they're kind of the longer ones and they have the weird white tip, like the longer,
Long white
I
tip.
go top to bottom, white,
Yeah, because
orange,
you
yellow.
can't resist. When you see that long white top, it's like, how can I resist and hold myself back and save this for the end?
That's right. It looks like it wants to be bit off.
Right. And you can't, yeah, okay.
I didn't expect you to say that you were also on the candy corn train.
Yeah.
It's super controversial.
Apples
I
or
get.
pumpkins?
Apples. I can't just pick up a pumpkin and take a bite out of it.
I'm not thinking to eat. I don't know if
To
they're
look at?
asking to eat. I think it's more like you got to choose a visual, apples or pumpkins.
Pumpkins.
Me too. All right, glad we settled that.
I thought it was eating.
This one just says over the garden wall. That's a yes from both of us.
Yeah. I'll say yes.
Thoughts on trick-or-treating as a full-grown adult? I want to, but I'm a little scared.
Now, would I push it as a full-grown adult with no child with me?
Yeah,
probably
that's the
wouldn't.
question.
I
Would you?
probably wouldn't.
I don't think I could do it solo.
I could do it as like a bit,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't last long, and I would have to feel super shameless that day.
I'd be afraid I was offending people. Like, I'm an adult with a driver's license and I pay my taxes. I can go drive to the store and get candy. Why am I showing up at your doorstep with a sack?
Okay, but then again, people take literal infants trick-or-treating. Infants. The
Right.
infants not eating the candy. The adults are trick-or-treating under the guise of a baby. Is that okay with you?
True. That's a good. No, it's not okay with me. I think
Me
it's the
either.
same as trick or treating as an adult.
Absolutely sickening.
Yeah, because then you're like holding and puppeting this baby.
Dressed up as like a bean sprout, and then they're
Yeah.
asleep, and you're like, give us the candy. We've got a baby in our arms. And I'm like, who gave you the right to?
Right. The baby's not even conscious. Wake him up and then
Let
I'll
me
think
see that
about
baby
it.
eat a Kit Kat, and then I'll give you a piece.
Yeah. Let me see that baby sucking on a blow pop.
And then we can talk.
Yeah.
And the parents better be dressed up if they want to be doing that.
Oh God. Yeah.
Sometimes parents, normal clothes, baby in a costume, they're trick-or-treating. I'm like, you didn't even try to trick me.
No. Oh,
You're not
God,
charming
no.
me.
When I was a kid, this ties into one of the questions, which was like best and worst costumes as a kid. My best costume that I don't have any memory of, but there's pictures of, and also physical costumes at some point. My mom made a peanut M&M bag, a milk chocolate M&M bag for my dad and my mom, full body
Whoa.
bag. I was a blue M&M because blue is my favorite color.
That's very
She
cutesy.
made the whole thing.
Wow. My mom made costumes when I was little, too.
Don't like that store-bought stuff, like the store-bought M&M. Yuck.
Yuck. Like the foam with the...
Shiny.
Yuck.
Yucky.
Ew.
Yeah.
Ugh.
What's your best?
My best costume. My mom sewed me quite a few costumes. Like, my classic one was just like a pumpkin jumpsuit. And like every Halloween, I look like I'm pissed off because I didn't like pictures when I was little. So like I'm squatting on our doorstep with my arms crossed with no smile on in
That's
all the Halloween
Kind of the
photos.
same now.
And I still am like that. But I
Mhm.
think my best one that is the cutest and most fun was I was a space cheerleader. No origin. No, like I saw this
OC.
in a movie.
OC.
Totally.
Original
I was just
character.
like, Mom, I want to be a space cheerleader. It was pink and silver metallic material. And I looked like a little pissed off kid in this costume that I chose.
Wig?
No wig, pigtails.
Any sort of skin tone color
No.
happening? Okay.
Just human colored,
yeah.
shiny
Shiny.
cheerleader costume.
Pom-poms?
Yes, pom-poms.
Okay. Any sort of like antenna or like anything to
No.
give us alien?
Pigtails.
Where was the alien coming?
I'm
like the
thinking maybe
space?
I sprayed my hair with something sparkly.
Okay.
Like silver stuff, like
yeah,
those weird,
I can
gross-
smell that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was it. I also like my personality was not cheerleader. Like I'm not even close.
No.
That's not something I wanted to do.
That's the fun part about Halloween.
And that's
Lee.
probably my favorite thing that I chose for me.
Yeah. You can become whoever you want.
I wanted to
On
be a
Halloween
space
night.
cheerleader.
You want to hear my worst?
Yeah.
I was a geisha. I was like 11 and a half.
What made you want to do that?
I said, I'm a fourth Japanese. I'm going to be a geisha.
And how is that? How'd you feel during that?
I felt demure. Like, I
Did
felt
you?
like, I was like, I felt a little sexy. I got to be honest. Like, when I'm
How
like
old?
11 and a half.
And were you in a
something.
group of other trick-or-treaters?
Oh, God, no. Lee, here's the saddest thing. And I know if my parents watch this, they're already going to know what I'm about to say, and they're going to be laughing. There were no kids in my neighborhood. There were no siblings present due to the fact that I am an only child.
Really?
Yes. And I was pretty much alone every Halloween. My parents would take me on trick-or-treating, and I got so fed up with it one year. I was a zombie hippie, by the way, when I got fed up with it. I was a zombie hippie. OC.
As we usually are.
Yeah, OC.
That's very much alien cheerleader.
Alien cheerleader zombie hippie. We would have been besties on that night.
Yeah.
I needed you that night because I had a little horn that I'd gotten in the trick-or-treat bag, some sort of little kazoo. I was blowing on that thing so hard, using it sort of as like a kid caller. Like if they hear the
Oh.
kazoo, the kids will
Like
come.
a mating call.
Like a mating call. I was blowing on it so hard I had tears in my eyes. I was walking ahead of my parents. Oh, I've derobed you. I'm sorry, gather yourself.
It looks so stupid right now.
I can't even tell what you are when you're derobed. All right, looks cute. There we go.
Yeah.
And I was so sad that night, and my parents were 10 feet behind me, cracking up.
Oh, yeah.
Every time I blew on that little horn harder and harder, it brought more tears to my eyes. And I was so desperate. I felt so sad that night.
An extroverted child blowing their kazoo for anyone to answer.
And nobody answered the call. I was alone that night, and my parents laughed at me. And I said, "Why are you laughing at me?"
No friends within range.
No friends within range, zombie hippie. Bell bottoms.
That is
tank top,
unreal.
wig.
I really was hoping you would say you were with a group in the geisha costume, because it would be like Spider-Man,
Alone.
a pumpkin,
Alone.
a ghost, a vampire, a geisha,
A geisha.
Frankenstein.
A candy. No, I was alone as the lone geisha. I remember one year there was like a boy who didn't live in my neighborhood, but was like friend of a neighbor, like nephew, something. He was around my age, and he was a pervert.
No.
He was a pervert because I dressed as a grandma, which I chose, by the way. I kept choosing these costumes. Like,
Yes.
nobody put me in the grandma costume.
That's very that age costume funny thing.
Like, why? And I looked good. Like, I looked like an old woman. I hunched over. I had a cane. I put, like, little cracks in my lips. And I remember he kept being a pervert towards me. Like, he really liked that I was a grandma. I know.
Wonder
I feel
where
like
he
he's in
is now.
prison now, or maybe passed away. I don't know. Don't wish that upon
So,
him.
one more question. The people in your neighborhood in which you would trick or treat to, did they all just buy one piece of candy that they knew
Yes.
they would give to Jamie Green?
Lee, I'm not even kidding. My mom, because it was all old retired people, because I grew up in Florida and it was like a suburban neighborhood, my mom went around every single house, put a little thing in their mailbox that had a paper pumpkin, and it said, "I know you don't think there's kids in this neighborhood, but there is one. And if you would like on Halloween night for her to come by and trick or treat at your house, put this little pumpkin on your door."
Oh,
I'm about to start crying. Like, that's so pathetic, but my mom was so sweet to do
why
that.
didn't you guys just like go to a different neighborhood or something?
We did. We would go around
So
to
your
the other
kazoo
ones.
call would work.
Well, I was a little shy. Despite being an extrovert, I was a little shy. So, like, it was hard for me to be like, "Can I trick or treat with you guys?"
Yeah,
Because I
didn't-
was a zombie hippie.
I didn't do that either. But it's even nice to just be around the other kids, even if you don't talk to them. Because that's what
Yes.
I just like. I would just be kind of following a group that was slower than me.
I got FOMO.
Yeah.
I was like, they're all giggling, and I'm over here solo geisha.
Yeah, I had like the opportunity to be in a group, and I still was like,
Not
you all-
wanting that.
No, I was like, you guys all go first, and then I'll knock on the door myself.
I would have dragged you around.
You would have dragged me
I would have
around,
been like, alien cheerleader. Sweet.
and I would have been like, okay,
Yeah. Yippee.
yippee, let's go.
Did anybody ever hand out a type of thing at their house that was like not candy and you were like, "What is this?"
Yeah.
Like what?
I do remember getting homemade things like popcorn balls. That always kind of threw me in a Ziploc. That wasn't like an item.
That would
Definitely
not
got
fly now.
toothbrushes and toothpaste.
Yeah.
Because they're like, your teeth are gonna rot.
That's a smack in the face.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. I do remember like getting little tchotchkes and toys and stuff.
That's fun. I would like a tchotchke.
I don't remember what they are, but I'm a sorter. Go home, sort them.
Yeah.
And the tchotchke pile was always fun.
Right.
Nothing standing out.
My neck hurts from looking at you, so I'm looking
Same.
away at this
Yeah,
time.
we're looking at
I
the
kind of
camera.
need to like, I don't know if my horns are a little heavy, all 0.2 pounds of them, but like,
They're squeezing me in the round skull behind my ears.
yeah, I'm feeling like I'm in a little bit of pain, but not like I smell a gas leak kind of pain.
Right.
Okay.
The guts.
Someone gave out Fresca soda. Do you know Fresca?
Yeah.
Someone gave out Fresca.
Yeah, I guess I did get a can once or twice.
I didn't like that.
Yeah, I would decline things I didn't want.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah.
No, thanks.
Or I'd be in the back, I'd watch other people get the can, and then I would back
Be like,
up and
oh
leave.
God, no, not that.
Did you have any houses? I'm assuming you didn't, because of what I've heard. But there were certain houses that would set up like trails to get to their door, like little haunted houses, and they would scare you.
There was one house I
Okay.
remember. I'm gonna dox my hometown. It was a neighborhood called Waterford Place. It was the first house in Waterford Place, and I wouldn't approach because I was scared.
There were times I wouldn't approach as well.
But it was always worth it once you got to the end because they were the people that gave out
That
like
had
the
the good
full size
stuff.
candy bars.
Yeah, you got a reward for it.
Yeah.
There was a guy who would pop out of a coffin pretty much every year.
Out of a coffin.
He would set a coffin up. He had like a rounded driveway, coffin in the middle. He would dress up like Dracula and pop out of it. scared me every year.
That's really kind of like, that's almost a little messed up.
In my head, it was like monumentally set up. Like it was like a theme park.
Yeah,
And I
like
was
he rigged the whole thing.
yeah.
So he was like scary Dracula, like really scary in there.
Not really. No. He would come out, scare us, and then he'd be like, ha, ha, ha. And I was like, oh.
So if
This
you
is a
pass the
threat.
test, that's when you get the candy after he scares you.
Yeah. Yes.
Not worth it to you.
Not always.
It was
If someone
never
wasn't
worth it.
pulling me along, I'd skip it.
I was the same way.
Yeah.
I think we would have.
I was a real weenie.
I was a total.
I'm still a weenie. I'm a wuss.
I'm a real
Wussy.
wuss. I just said the other day I don't like haunted houses because why am I going to spend money to just run and cover my eyes?
Yeah, and Jamie did kind of give us a demonstration of what that might look like.
Yeah, I would do it again if not for the mic wire.
Yeah.
Just sort of interactive.
Well, we had a lot to talk about on just that one
Yeah,
prompt. So
let me-
whoever left that prompt, thank you so much. We appreciate our viewers endlessly.
Yeah, you guys are really creative. Cats will eat you if you die in the same room. Dogs won't. Thank you for your submission. The last no,
I
I
feel
don't
like
know.
some
I'm not
dogs
going to
might,
ask that
though.
one. Can you like? I don't know.
I just
Entertain
made
them
so
while I
many
read?
gross noises with my mouth, and someone's gonna have to cut that
out. We're gonna have to cut
Yeah,
that
I
out.
just like realized I was just like making unnecessary weird mouth noises.
Worst candies in the world. World spelled WOURLD.
Whoa, that's
Worst candies in the
so
world.
UK of them. Worst candies in the world. Like my absolute throwaways from my candy pile are Whoppers. Whoppers straight to my dad.
As a kid and now.
I still don't want them.
Okay.
The milk chocolate on the outside does nothing for me, and then it's just like tooth cement.
to cement.
Not messing with that.
I'm okay with a malt ball.
Malt balls.
Okay, that's the worst. Really? That's the worst?
I don't like malt balls.
Lee, that's the worst one you can think of. Okay, let me bring to the table Krabby Patties.
As a child, I loved them.
Oh, gross.
As a child,
Lee.
I was like gummy queen.
Ew, of course you were, because you were a bouncy ball kid, so you want
Bouncy
to
ball
on those.
gummies.
Bouncy ball gummies.
Yeah.
Alien
Now,
cheerleader.
absolutely repulsive. Then, a delicacy.
I don't even think I could stomach, like, you know when Squidward takes the really,
Yeah.
really tiny, tiny bite of the Krabby Patty?
I also couldn't.
I don't even think I could stomach a tiny
disgusting.
little bite of those
So
gummies.
gross.
I've never actually tried one in my life,
They're not good.
but they freak me out.
Have you had the
so bad.
Scooby-Doo gummies? The like blue matte.
In the package?
Yeah.
Yes. Those were
Yeah,
good.
the shark gummies
I
that were
love
like
gummies.
opaque.
I love gummies in a bag. I do not like candy gummies shaped like other foods.
Okay. You like gummy worms?
Yeah, I like gummy worms. That's different though. The Krabby Patties were like matte, cream colored.
There were like, did you ever? Okay. My mom used to take us to the dollar store like often.
Okay.
We were dollar store people. And there's like those flat food gummy platters. It's like a pizza, a hot dog, french fries,
Yes.
burger.
You're telling me you bought that? You ate that?
Not every time, but I have before.
Ew, Lee.
It all tastes like plastic rubber, horrible texture, too chewy, not good.
Have you seen the giant rat gummy?
Yeah,
The Pete Rat
That's
Gummi
disgusting to
Candy?
me.
Yeah, it is nasty.
it's disgusting.
But
to
you would
me.
have eaten that as a kid, I'm
I
sure.
would have taken a bite.
God, that is so gross. What's the best candy in your opinion? You're like, I want that one.
You're not going to tell us well, you think that gummies are the worst? Oh, Krabby Patties.
Krabby Patties.
Best candy. Like, now I just like dark chocolate squares. Is that stupid?
Well, as a kid.
As a kid, I was Skittles, but Skittles is kind of a new thing. As a kid, I really liked Whoppers and Sprees. Like, I would get
Oh,
Sprees.
wait, Whoppers. What are Whoppers? Are those
I mean, Gobstoppers. So sorry.
Gobstoppers? I understand.
Gobstoppers.
It's also another round.
Gobstoppers.
For audio only, I'm trying to get cozy.
It's looking great.
Is it?
Gobstoppers and the hard Sprees.
You were like a sweet, fruit sweet kind
I
of
was-
kid.
I was addicted to candy.
Wow.
Addicted to candy.
So you would have chosen that over a chocolate.
Yes.
Really?
I find it disgusting now.
Okay.
Like, I would buy sweet tarts.
Did you like sour straws?
I never got into that. I did get into the long, like, rainbow airhead ribbons.
I love those.
Whatever those are.
Yeah.
But the sour straws I never liked. There was like that plastic flavor behind the sour sugar.
Mm-hmm. What about Laffy Taffy?
I've never really liked Laffy Taffy.
Okay.
Especially the banana ones and the apple ones.
Oh, the
That's
banana
disgusting.
ones are fucking gross. Okay, my favorite candy is probably... I think I liked a Reese's that was shaped like a thing. So like a pumpkin-shaped
They're always
Reese's.
better. The
because
peanut butter's caked.
They make them seasonal as well, so like...
They're fresh.
They're fresh.
The egg ones.
I will always buy
So
the egg
good.
and the Christmas tree ones. I
Pumpkin.
don't care how old I get.
So good.
Yeah. A Butterfinger I also like, but I don't like the teeth feel after, obviously.
Yeah.
Who does? Okay. You want another question? Wow, we've actually, that's crazy. I've been kind of asking you some of these. Like, someone said best and worst candies when trick-or-treating, best and worst Halloween costumes you've ever had, worst experiences you've had with a man.
So horror-coded.
That is, like, actually scary.
The thoughts
we're
that come
gonna-
up for me when I hear the question too are scary to me.
Like, we are going to have to pass.
Like, I have to pass
For
because my scariest
your
moment
sake.
isn't...
Not good. Not actually scary. For the sake of every man I've ever met, I think I need to pass on that question. Dark fears.
death.
Are you scared of death?
Sometimes I stay up at night thinking about how I'm going to die and everyone around me is going to die. Is that a dark fear?
Yeah, that's a dark fear.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I think about, like, I don't want to die tomorrow. I know I'm going to die, and that's okay. I'll expire. I know I've got an expiration date. I just would prefer it not to be within the next 24 business hours.
Totally.
In 2 weeks, not great, but better than better.
2 weeks is enough of a window.
Yeah, I would say so. For a lot of things, you know.
It's always that 2 weeks.
It's always a 2 week window that I'm kind of needing for multiple things in my life. That made Jessica giggle. Would you rather spend the night in a haunted house or 1 hour alone in the morgue?
Along the morgue.
Along the morgue. We kind of asked each other this question beforehand.
We did. And it's now what kind of haunted house? Like a real haunted house? Like
I think
literal
they're
paranormal
thinking, like-
activity or like animatronics and scary people in it?
I think they're saying like a haunted
Real
establishment.
haunted ghosts.
Like this is a place that has a haunting spirit inside.
It's going to be 1 hour in the morgue.
Me as well. Like
Now
oh
I can
my-
trust a dead person.
Oh, well the haunted house is also kind of a dead person. Yeah.
I can trust a dead person that is within their body.
Same. Yeah, because they're not gonna.
They're not
Do
ready to
anything to
haunt
me?
yet. They just died.
Yeah, I'm okay with bodies.
No one's ever like, the morgue's haunted. It's like, oh, the house is haunted.
I think the bodies are in the morgue. Their
Spirits
their
might
little
be
spirits
elsewhere.
went- yeah, they're not gonna stick around.
I
in the
can trust a
morgue.
dead body, I guess is what I mean.
I agree with that. I'll actually choose to spend an hour in the morgue if at all possible. If anyone has a morgue and can hook us up for maybe like a business trip.
You know what is probably my nightmare job?
What?
The people that prepare the bodies for funerals that like try to make them look normal with like the makeup, and they
makeup.
make them look so weird.
Yeah.
It's probably my nightmare job.
I have a friend of a friend who like wants to do that.
I would feel so bad if I didn't dress them up right.
Well, I think they kind of.
I know
they
they'll never look right, but like they'll style their hair like.
Oh, that's my worst fear actually, to be styled incorrectly post-mortem.
Totally.
Because like if you're gonna start flipping my hair inward,
That's what I'm talking
what the-
about.
like what
Or
the
they
fuck?
just like make your bangs straight down. They don't give it the little bounce.
Oh God, they don't fill in my eyebrows.
And I
correctly?
would feel horrible to know that that spirit's watching me.
Oh yeah. No, I think that they kind of check in with the family. Like, what did they wear?
Still.
Can you provide some clothes?
Still.
Imagine if they pulled out like if they pulled out like my
The pressure.
Nathan for me shirt. Like, oh, Jamie,
Great.
you love to wear this shirt.
Well, I would bury you with your Nathan Fielder cutout.
I feel as though what?
I would put the Nathan Fielder cutout on the top of the morgue, so on the top of the
Oh,
coffin.
the
So when
altar.
it when it
area.
shuts, he's right there.
Yeah,
over
that's
your
actually
body.
exactly what I would want. So maybe you should take that job. You're saying you wouldn't be good at it, but like you
But I
literally
know
just
you.
named exactly. Okay. Yeah, you're right. You do know me. All right, what else we got on the docket? Oh, they did want a ghost update from Lee.
I don't have a ghost update. I have since moved out of the room where I was experiencing ghost activity. Now, currently, I'm not experiencing any ghost activity.
And that's the room I'm sleeping in?
Yeah.
I didn't experience any ghost activity, but I don't think I really kind of
Neither
attract
did
that
Cheyenne
stuff.
when they stayed in there.
Right. Yeah, I don't think that I'm someone that attracts that kind of stuff.
I also think we were like new in the space when all the ghost activity was happening. And if you want to know about the ghost activity, I do talk about it in our first annual Halloween Yeah Maybe podcast.
Mm-hmm. Spooky little things in everyday life.
Probably the plummeting depression stomach.
Yes, that's a big one.
Sometimes when someone tries to merge into my car while I'm driving can be pretty spooky.
That happened to us today in the vehicle with Jess driving.
Right. When Jess was driving
It was
the
pretty
vehicle.
severe. I did feel...
Construction workers looming around my street considering to dig it up.
Oh, that's really scary. That's
Yes.
actually really scary.
Yes.
They're going to dig up your street?
They have before, and it was my nightmare. And they were kind of prowling around my street yesterday, greeting me. They had the weird tripod things out, little wires measuring things.
Okay, so you know what's coming.
And I was like,
I know that you're going to start digging.
Well, they're going to do it a street over. There's like spray paint all down their road that looks like a nightmare.
So
and
you
I'm like,
think
if this
yours is
transitioned
next?
into my street, I will tie myself to the street and say, leave it alone.
I hope that doesn't happen to you. I would say men that wear jeans that touch their shoes.
Men in flip-flops.
Men in flip-flops. Men that wear puka shell necklaces.
Puka chip necklace.
Puka chip. Men that wear puka chip necklace.
I'd say I'm eating berries. I'm not really paying attention. All of a sudden I look down, I have a mold berry in my fingers. And I'm like,
And you think, how many mold berries
did I already eat one of these?
Yeah, and you convince yourself that you are sick.
My stomach is coated in mold.
Yes, and it's growing within.
Now that's a little bit spooky.
As well as eating too many grapes.
Oh yeah. The grapes taste so good, so good, so good, so good. Poison.
Suddenly,
Tummy ache.
I need to go
horrible.
to the ER immediately. Stat. That's all the scary things I can think of. Can't think of anything else.
Me either.
You know what? No, I have one more. People that walk on the sidewalk in front of you and are not aware of anything, any part of their surrounding, and you're trying to pass them and they are so unaware and they don't have headphones in. What is wrong?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't experience that a lot.
I experience it so much. I think it's a Chicago thing.
I think it's like a busy sidewalk feeling.
Yeah. Less pumpkin waste. What to carve instead?
I don't get that.
Like a squash?
Less pumpkin waste?
Like,
What,
I guess
to
pumpkins
carve
are
in?
stinking up the world.
Yeah, I mean, they're just like fermenting and being gaseous.
Is gaseous like cows?
Yeah.
They're
like,
really
like
bad.
cows.
Like cows are really bad for the
The
environment.
farting and the pooping.
The farting and the pooping.
Yeah. So don't carve it if you're worried about that.
Right. Don't
carve your pumpkin unless you're going to cook with it.
Right. How to not throw up from sugar.
No, this is something I've never experienced personally.
Just
as
stop.
as a candy addict.
Yeah, just stop.
The point I've reached on the timeline is tummy ache. I've never surpassed tummy ache.
I have to be honest here. Like, I'm sorry for being mean or yelling at you, but like, just stop.
Like, I feel like if you've thrown up from candy once, you should know your limit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But then again, there's people that just kind of throw up.
I think this is a repeat offender.
This is a throw upper.
This is a throw upper.
Like, I know, like, James used to wrestle, and every time he wrestled, he would throw up before it. Maybe nerves.
Like anxiety.
Maybe he was nervous.
Oh.
But, like, he knew his limit, and he just kept pressing it. If the amount of sugar that you throw up brings you joy, and you don't mind throwing up, get after it, I suppose.
How to be unsexy this Halloween.
We did kind of discuss this.
We did. We had a
and
few
it
ideas.
was kind of hard to think about. It's like we would think of something, and then we'd be like, well, some pervert out there would like that.
Absolutely. Like every single thing you could possibly think of, a pervert would enjoy.
The most realistic answer I feel like we had was blow up costume.
And that for sure would do it for somebody. Like that
Yeah.
goes without saying.
Right.
Blow up costumes are big within the community of perverts.
And like, to me, I'm like,
Slutty outfits.
To me, if you're in a slutty outfit, I'm like, I just don't care.
Same. I'm like, cute.
Same.
Cutie.
So what do the perverts want, and what shouldn't we give them?
Oh, I don't know. I was bringing slutty outfits as another topic. What do you
Oh,
think?
I thought you were saying slutty outfit would be good to not be sexy.
Maybe that's kind of we're like coming back around.
Where
It's actually not sexy to be hot anymore. Cover your ankles. Hot summer, fall.
Yeah, we kind of like toyed with the idea of dressing up like a baby, and then we were like, well,
danger.
That's not gonna work.
Danger zone.
I'm thinking maybe dress up like throw up, or
That would work
or
on me.
diarrhea.
That would work on me. I'd say no, no, thank you to that one. Yep.
Yeah, think of the grossest thing you can, and just be it in a very extreme way.
I think that's kind of the big
Smell
big
bad.
ones. Smell bad. That also, Lee. That's also.
But like
the
something,
perverts like it.
something bad, not just like BO. We're not talking BO.
Still,
We're talking poopy.
nothing's safe. Even poopy.
We're talking poopy. Round 2 of Jamie adjusting to a
Okay,
position.
we're ready for Halloween trivia. Are we feeling excited?
Halloween trivia. Jess, can you step up to the plate?
Jessica Ufkus.
You can bring your little bed
Welcome to the
pillow
stage.
right here. We're going to have our beautiful producer, Jessica, pull up in between us and feed us Halloween trivia questions. She has prepared them with love and what do you want?
Halloween trivia. Here we go.
Okay. I'm trying to
I
figure
feel
out.
nervous.
I feel like I'm going to fail.
Do you want an
I
easy
feel like I'm
one
gonna faint.
first or a hard one?
Easy, Jess.
Okay. How many bones are in the average human skeleton?
What do you mean easy?
256.
No.
Are we counting like the phalanges?
82.
No.
64.
Okay, you guys get
131.
Okay, I'm locking in.
Lock in.
I'm locking in.
For some reason, I think there's 20 little giblets in my wrist
I'm locking in 40.
and ankle.
Yeah, I feel like there's at least 20 giblets just in one hand.
Bones in the
40.
40.
Are you
4
counting
bones.
every single rib?
Yes. How many bones?
Is it like
Wait,
floating
is
rib, or is
one-
it the rib cage?
Yeah,
as
is one bone the rib cage or is the rib cage multiple
Did
bones?
we count all the giblets
What
in
about
the wrist?
You did. And it should still
What
be
about
more than
the
40.
spine pieces? What are they called? Vertebrae. What about the vertebrae? Are those separate
Yeah, what about
bones?
my vertebrae? I have 100 vertebrae.
Is count one, but
What?
no, I don't know, Jamie Green. Just answer. Lock
You're
in.
the trip
40?
66. It's a scary
It's not
number.
40. 70.
It's really close to 66.
206.
You were really close with that one guess.
When you said
You said I was crazy when I said 256.
honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I thought you guys would just know that.
Why would I know that?
I feel like everyone knows that.
Why would I
Thought
know
you might
that?
Say 208, 206, 201, and you didn't.
I have literally no clue about that.
Jesus.
I never took what is it for the body? Anatomy?
Yeah.
Me
What
neither.
is it for the body?
What is it for the body? That was an easy question?
Yeah, that was easy.
Okay, do a hard one.
We're stupid.
Do you want to know how many bones you have at birth?
Absolutely not. Babies are not welcome on the pod.
Yeah, that's kind of perverted
kinda
for you to
crazy.
ask that.
It's 270. I'm telling you now.
Now,
And
we
where
have
do
less
those
bones
go?
as we grow
Is
up?
it because the teeth and then we lose a set of teeth? Is that a
It could
factor?
be. I don't know. Babies are crazy.
Yeah, but we
Where are
don't-
they storing all the bones? Their bodies are mini.
They're tiny giblets.
Right, tiny giblet
So
bones.
then they merge together later down the line?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. Okay.
Do I look ugly, guys? Be honest.
I don't know. I don't know what I look like. Okay. Which country holds the record for the largest pumpkin ever?
I feel like it's going to be somewhere in Scandinavia.
Scotland. Scotland.
I feel like it's going to be Norway.
Ireland.
No, I feel like it's the UK. It's Wales.
Ireland.
It's the UK.
It's Italy.
Now, why
How
would
big was it, Jess?
Why would Italy be having the biggest pumpkin?
Just shy of 2,702 pounds.
Oh my God, that's a really big pumpkin.
Monster Mash.
8 inches.
I can almost squat that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
2,000 pounds.
2,000 pound.
That was really good. I like that. Next question.
Like 2,000 pounds.
You guys should get this one. It's really easy.
Well, do you think we're stupid? Why are you giving us an
I
easy
want you
one?
to keep in mind that, like, think Halloween, okay?
Okay.
Are you ready? What's the only mammal that can fly?
A bat.
A
Resend.
vampire. A vampire.
It's a bat.
So we both got it right.
I don't think I like this producer very much.
Okay. Well, here's the next one.
Okay.
Ready?
Yes.
What's the first city-wide celebration of Halloween?
Salem.
The UK. I'm locking in my answer.
Europe.
I am locking it in.
Minnesota.
What?
What city?
No way.
I said citywide and you gave me a whole state?
Minnesota. Anoka, Minnesota.
Anoka, Minnesota.
In
Anoka,
1921.
Anoka, Minnesota.
Anoka, Minnesota. Do you want a question about World War II or do you want a different question?
Yeah, I do.
How did World War II affect trick-or-treating?
Probably.
They ran out of candy.
Probably.
I think they freaking ran out of candy. Not so good. They freaking ran out of milk, so they couldn't make the
probably.
chocolate anymore.
Had to knock different from the bad people.
They dressed up like the scary enemies. What's the answer, Jess?
They ran out of sugar.
Oh,
Or they had to ration it.
I kinda got
essentially.
it.
You did kind of get it. Isn't that crazy?
Freaking sweet.
Sugar was the first commodity to be
Dreidel.
rationed.
I would love to get a dreidel.
When
for
the
Halloween.
ration was lifted in 1947, though, candy production and the popularization of trick-or-treating picked up.
Okay. Good
Yes.
news.
Oh, you'll like this. Okay, this kind of goes back to one of your questions you guys were talking about previously.
Okay.
What was the first name for candy corn?
The first name for candy corn?
First name for candy corn.
Joseph.
Ooh. Is it a man's name or a woman's name?
Sprout. Sock.
Sugar triangle. Sweet tooth.
I'm trying to think. Okay, it's the first name for candy corn.
Fall bits.
Sugar loaf. Mini sugar loaf.
Sweet.
What would like some stupid old 50s?
Sweet niblets.
Yeah, it would be like a sweet niblet or like a,
Hunky chunky niblets.
what was that diner called?
Bunny's Hasty Tasty.
Bunny's Hasty Tasty.
Hasty Tasty bits. Are we close?
Yeah.
Really?
Chicken feed.
Chicken feed.
Chicken feed.
Right, because it's like corn.
Oh.
Corn. Yeah, they could have blitzed that up a little bit more, I think.
Well, it got glitz.
It did get glitzed.
Okay, how many more of these do you guys want?
Lots.
Yeah?
Me too.
What
I'm
ti-
having a lot of fun.
What time are we at? 58 minutes?
Oh my god.
Okay. Which famous magician actually died on Halloween?
It's not Houdini.
Well, it's not
Angel.
Houdini or Chris Angel, so
Those are the only two
then
I
it's
know.
probably
Those are the only two I know. Alakazam.
Mr. Mime.
Mr. Mime.
Magician?
It was a Houdini?
It's Houdini.
I think he's so cute.
You
like,
think Houdini's cute?
look up Houdini right now. Pull up Houdini. And I always thought he was bisexual, but I don't think he is. I just like had this weird feeling.
But maybe he just didn't know. Feels like at the time that would be kind of confusing to figure out.
Right.
Yeah, I get
I
why you
actually
think
couldn't
he's
tell
cute.
you. I couldn't tell you what year he was born or died.
I
All right,
honestly,
never mind.
he
I'm
looks
sorry.
like my friend's husband.
Is he cute?
No.
All right, never mind.
Sorry.
See, that's good. That's what I'm thinking.
I don't
of.
like
He's kind of
that.
got a Jeremy Allen White thing going
That's
on.
weird.
Like if they do a movie about him, which I'm sure they already have, maybe cast Jeremy Allen White.
This might be fun
White.
for Lee. I don't know why I think this is fun for Lee. It won't be, but
Okay.
it kind of feels like a Lee thing.
Okay.
Who was the first lady to decorate the White House for Halloween?
And I love a first lady.
Kennedy.
Feels like you would love a first lady.
Did I get it right? Eleanor Roosevelt.
No.
I loved that guess.
Which one, Kennedy or Eleanor?
Eleanor.
Thanks.
Queen Elizabeth.
Abraham Lincoln's girlfriend.
No.
Abraham Lincoln's boyfriend.
Mrs. Adams.
Was it Woodrow Wilson's wife?
Was it Mrs. Bush?
No.
Who was it? All right.
Eisenhower's wife. And Jess was thinking, Lee would.
I just love like the idea of a first lady is very you. You just like give
You big
first.
on those?
You just give first
You got a lot
lady
of Michelle
energy.
Obama knowledge?
Is it my blouse?
It's like just.
It's giving
It's
Michelle.
like cute lady equals Lee. You know what I'm saying?
I think you and Michelle would get along well.
Yeah, I think you would almost get along with every first lady. You'd be sitting, like, you'd be walking the halls of the White House, and you guys would be like, "Isn't this shit boring?"
Melania, hello.
Oh God. Okay, how many more of these do you want? You might
Two
actually
more.
know the name. You might know this, not the name, but you might. What brings the three Sanderson sisters back from the dead in the film Hocus Pocus?
The kid blew out the light. He lit the light.
The candle.
Yeah, the Virgin lit the light.
Yeah.
I just watched that movie for the first time
I know that
a
about you.
couple weeks ago. Yeah, and I hate Hocus Pocus adults.
Hocus Pocus adults just take it a little bit too far, which could be true for literally any movie or show for me. Like, there's a limit at which I can accept a fandom. I'm not a... Bored? Am I boring you?
I also felt like I was gonna sneeze at the same time. I'm sorry, continue. Okay, never mind.
What's a
A
piece?
It was the key piece.
Okay. Last question. For
Last
all
question.
the
Let's
marbles.
go. Get it through.
all the marbles.
Ask it up. Get it through. Let's go all the way. Wear it out, up and down, all the way through.
Which vegetables were originally carved in Ireland?
We're bringing back
Apples.
the Ireland.
Onions, turnips. No, it's turnips. It's turnips, or like some sort of parsnip or something. It's a root vegetable.
Potato.
They're both right.
What do you mean?
Potatoes and turnips.
Yeah!
That was really good.
Thanks, producer.
Yeah, you're welcome.
That was awesome. Thank you for the trivia.
We got pretty hype on those questions that we didn't know.
I really like the one about Eisenhower.
I really like that I am associated with a first lady. Which is something I've never thought about personally.
Does that mean I'm giving the president?
Welcome to the Presidential Yeah Maybe podcast. What are you looking
I'm
at?
preparing for the song rec. I think I know mine.
Oh, I know mine.
Can you tell me, do you like my costume?
Yes, I do. You're wearing my clothes.
Yeah, but do you like
Jamie's
it as
actually
a
donning
costume?
my grandfather's overalls that he wore to do many days of manual labor in. And they're looking beautiful, really. Like, you fill out those better than anyone.
I tend to fill things out.
Yeah. I'm going to rate it a 9.
Thanks. I'm going to rate yours a 9 as well. I really like it. I think you're looking darling.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I am having a feeling that Jamie's looking a little bit. If you saw kind of Jamie without the cow ears and you just saw the flippy hair and the matronly makeup, the like sitcom mommy,
Okay.
sitcom mommy makeup,
Matronly makeup. Okay.
sitcom mommy makeup,
Weird.
you might feel like Jamie was about to take you on an alien tour of a new planet that's 50s themed.
Matronly makeup.
Sorry, I was just trying to say sitcom mommy.
Sitcom mommy is a little different than matronly makeup.
Sorry. I don't really know the meaning of matronly. My mom uses it a lot.
It means like old hag. Help. All right, song rack.
I'm
we
so
wrap
scared
it up.
right now. Aren't you? Ah. Song rack. My song rack is Caminando by Isadora.
Caminando.
Caminando sounds like a Spanish song that would be in Kiki's Delivery Service.
Okay, like bossa nova vibes or what?
Yeah, it's got a little bit of bossa nova, like she would be flying her broomstick.
She would be driving whore?
I wanted to say her and broom at the same time, and then I just said she would ride.
She would be driving whore.
She'll be riding her broomstick to this song.
Okie dokie. So she be driving her to this
If you're
song.
familiar with the scene where she's flying her broomstick to her new town, and the song that plays during that, this is the Spanish version of that song.
I don't know that. I'm sorry.
Fine.
I'll give you a question really quick. Would you rather get a classic song wreck, kind of autumn vibes, or would you rather get sad girl autumn wreck? I've already made up my mind. The song I'm bringing today is Old Man by Neil Young. You know this?
Mm-hmm.
Old man, take a look at my life.
and to not like you. I need someone to hold me the whole day through. Did you see that they're gonna make a movie about him and Timothy Chalamet's gonna be him?
No. Really?
No, it's Bob Dylan. I'm so sorry.
Okay, I was gonna say they're making a Neil Young movie. Timothy Chalamet gonna be singing Harvest Moon.
I wish, but it's Bob Dylan.
Okay, that makes more sense.
I'm not as interested in the Bob Dylan
Real
feature.
quick, we should have talked about this earlier. Did you hear about the Frankenstein thing that's coming out on Netflix? The Guillermo del Toro?
Gilmore
Gilmore Girls?
turning what?
The
No.
Guillermo del Toro?
What are you saying?
Guillermo del Toro?
Guillermo.
Guillermo del Toro?
Guillermo.
Guillermo del Toro?
No, who is that?
He makes scary stuff, scary films, spooky films, kind of. I think he did, God, people are going to bust my ass for this. I think he did Shape of Water, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I never saw that either.
But you know the vibe.
No,
the
not
vibe of
really. I just know that people really liked it when it came out.
All right, well, Guillermo del Toro is well respected, funky, spooky, whatever. And Frankenstein's monster is Jacob Elordi, of course. It was supposed to be Andrew Garfield.
I would have preferred that.
So would everyone else. And then he got yanked because he's sort of working on an audiobook right now.
Oh, cute.
He's got to work on that audiobook. So yanked him out, threw in Jacob Elordi's 7-foot ass. Pretty good for the monster.
Is he 7 feet?
He's
tall?
really tall.
I've seen like photos of his head, I guess.
Right, and it's like,
But I've
giving
never seen him
Frankenstein's
in any
monster.
acting roles.
He's okay. And then, I
Why
mean,
do
as a
people
monster,
like him so much?
why do they like him so much? He is charming,
Okay.
I will say. He was in Euphoria. He was also in Saltburn. I don't really care, but I went into it thinking, who's this fucking guy?
Totally.
And then I came out of it being like, oh, he's a charming young man. He's Australian.
Wonderful.
But as a monster, yeah, I don't think you're going to need much of like, kind of just like, you know?
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know anything about shows or movies.
And then the guy who's playing Victor Frankenstein, Oscar Isaac.
Who's that?
He was in Star Wars. Hold on, you'll know him. Let me pull him up. Oscar Isaac. He's beloved. He said his wide ethnic hips were not quite large, not quite small enough to fit in the ship in Star Wars. This guy?
I don't know him.
Really?
What Star Wars? New ones?
The new ones.
I barely, I saw them, but not
There he is.
really. Okay.
He's quite handsome.
He is.
I'm a big fan of him. Big fan.
Okay.
And he is going to be playing Victor Frankenstein. As you might know, I'm a big Victor fan. Any guy
named Victor.
Any guy named Victor.
Are you seeing the vision? No.
No.
All right, that's going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for coming to our spooky video podcast. If you listen to the audio version of this, you may not have seen our set, but we will have probably posted it on our finsta that you may or may not follow.
I hope you're still feeling a little scared regardless, audio or video.
Yeah, we'll put some sort of spooky music intro outro situation, maybe the ghost duet song that everyone loves so much.
I hate that.
I really don't. I'm sick of it.
I'm sick of it. It feels like the frogs.
It does.
Sorry.
Or Animal Crossing music.
Yep.
Thank you so much for listening. Jamie, thank you so much for coming to Cincinnati, Ohio to film this episode.
You are so welcome. Writing this off as a business trip.
As am I.
Yay. Okay, hope we didn't scare you too much.
Boo! Yikes!
Did you hear that? Did the
The
mics pick up on that, do you think?
On what?
The scream.
The guy screaming? Yeah, some people
Some
screaming in the
There's
hallway.
men outside.
There's
So
probably
this is getting scarier by the
bachelor
second.
party. The
What's your scariest experience with a man?
Yeah, leave a comment down below. What's your scariest experience with a man? Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Happy
bye.
haunting.
Happy haunting. Boo. Was it, Jess?
Jess said it was good.
I was feeling as though that was not good.
Really? Why?
I felt it was a little boring.